Hello. That's not pointing the right way. Point at me. Hi, everyone. How's it going? That's still not right, is it? The camera's in a circle. It's all got to be perfect. Hi, everyone. And you can see the microphone in the board. How's it going, everyone? There is no multicam tonight. Because there's no space for a multicam. The other camera's going to have to be fixed for roleplayer. My, hasty putting my jumper on hasn't done it right, has it? Anyway, let's do some pinball. We've got a special print and play table has been created by Super-Skill Pinball designer Jeff Engelstein and publisher WizKids. You can get it from their website. I will put... Actually, how do I put it in the Twitch chat from here? I can put it in the YouTube chat. It should be in the description of the video, I think. But you don't have to do it right now. You can if you want to. You could play along. You could play this table. You could use your own rolls. You could use my rolls if you like. I'll play in Hey Heroic Logic. How's it going? I've just seen your message, and now it's just gonna copy this easy URL. It could be different as well. It's been recently updated. Thanks, Steve, for letting me know that it just changed to that. Hey, Mark, how's it going? So I think, yeah, this is print and played. A bit bigger than I expected because I wasn't paying proper attention when I printed it out. So it's bulky. It's like A4 size. So we're playing giant size pinball today. It's a bit glary, but it's laminated paper. This is a good glare to light ratio. You get it darker, the camera keeps going fuzzy and everything. So, the pinball table. If you're completely new to Super-Skill Pinball, what generally happens is you will roll 2 dice. You will use the result of one of the dice to move your pinball about. You'll start at the top of the table. It's just been launched. You start at the top of the table, and you can come as far down as you like, but every roll, you must come down to another section and do something lower and lower. Unless you are bouncing between bumpers, things have their own little rules depending on which section that you're in. You can get multi-ball, in which case you have to do both rolls. And I'll say that, this is all print and play stuff. The dice, these are the dice that come with Super-Skill Pinball. I wanted something a bit bigger and chunkier, since the boards are bigger and chunkier for this version. These are some nice ones I got today, actually. They're from Valeria Card Kingdoms. Some of the custom dice from that. The marbles, of course, from Super-Skill Pinball. So yeah, you're using dice, you're filling in spaces on your pinball machine, you're trying to score points. When you get down to the flippers, you've got to fill in a number on the flipper. Sometimes a box will just have 1 die in it, sometimes it'll have 2 dice in, so if you use either of those dice to go there, you cross off the entire box. There are, dashed lines. Get wiped when you've lost your ball, when you've ended your round, when you've lost a life. The dual-lined boxes here never get wiped off. They are one and done. The single boxes like this, and like the Santa ones, and the spinners up here, they will only change when the whole section is done, as will the boards down here, the drop targets. I forget the actual pinball-y names. So, yes, what we are trying to do, specific to the Christmas table, is fill up the Santa targets. So, fall down here with a 1 or a 2, do that one, 3 or a 4, do that one. When you've done all 3, you get a skill shot. Skill shots are numbers that you can keep. You can use them for anything. The bumpers here work the same way as they do in the normal game. You can bounce from a bumper to any that are connected by a line. And as long as you can keep doing that, you'll do it. You get a point every time you hit one of them. The special fly bumpers up here, there's only 3 of them. They will only get wiped when the ball ends. They don't wipe when you've done them all, like the Christmas tree ones. But filling them all in activates the reindeer games, the special mode for this. There's the drop targets. Fill up all the drop targets, get a point each one, and get a bonus when you've filled them all in. So your next spinner, which is this section, is tripled. The tree bumpers here are tripled for the rest of the game, I believe. For the rest of the game. This triggers multi-ball. There's one on this side as well. Multi-ball is everything that you do that earns you points, earns you double points. I think the reindeer games are excluded from that double points. Yeah, reindeer games is not doubled. But everything else is while you're in multi-ball. But you've got 2 balls out there. Same rules apply to both of them, and you've got to use one die result for one ball, the other one for the other. And you can always have 3 points for filling up those drop targets. On the other side, you can light the star on the Christmas tree. If you fill in the Christmas tree and the star is lit, then you get 10 bonus points. And every time you fully light up the tree after that as well. Trigger multi-ball again. Your next reindeer game session is doubled. So basically, this will only wipe after the ball is lost. So at most, you can trigger reindeer games twice in this. And let's just get 2 points as much as you like. Also, you gain a present when you go through this. You mark off a gift and get one of the boxes. So after the dice are rolled, you can erase a gift by using it to skip the roll if you really don't like the roll. And then you come down to the flippers, and yeah, you've only got so many goes to stay in all of this. But you can earn points for like your last thing, points for every used red flipper box. You can... So reindeer games, the new special thing. While you're in reindeer games, you don't do any of the normal stuff. Unless you're in multi-ball, and then your other ball, I suppose, will keep moving. Yeah. All balls. Oh, so both balls stop. Even if you're in multi-ball, stop while you play reindeer games. You roll the dice, and you can either use one of the dice or both of the dice to form a total. And then, from that number, you can fill in as many things as you like. So right now, I could fill in a 1, a 2, or a 3. If I had rolled like a 10, I could combine that any way that I like. I could do like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 10, right? I can split it any way I like. That's what I'm trying to say here. So you could do a 9 or a 1. It's up to you how you split it. Or you could, if you just really needed the 5, you could just fill in the 5. After every roll, you decide. Are you staying in reindeer games or are you quitting out? If you quit out while you're ahead, for every reindeer that you got, this shows you how many points you get. Up to 30 points if you manage to get all 9 reindeer. If you stay in, though, and then you can't use the result of a roll, you are out of reindeer games and you get nothing for your reindeer games. But remember the gifts, it doesn't say the gifts can't be used in reindeer games. So, you know, the gifts to skip a roll, maybe that's the key to this. And the other thing, this is in all of the tables, there is nudge. So if you roll almost what you want, you can nudge, you can change the dice to whatever you like. You write a number in the nudge box, in the difference that you are making, how much you're adjusting the die. And then your next roll, the die have to be that different. So if I just nudge a 5 to a 4, I would write 1 in the nudge box. And then as long as the dice aren't the same next time, as long as there is a difference of 1 or more, I stay in. But yeah, if I even nudged it by 1 and then rolled a double next time, my ball would be lost, I'd cross it out, we'd have to start a new round. So there's some risk to nudging, and you can only do it 3 times. You might tilt. That's pinball, though. So I think that is everything. Super-Skill Pinball wise, and Twas the Night Before Christmas wise, and we can have a start. Oh, you've Herologic's punched out Euthia. You're halfway through. How long have you been doing? It took it took me about 2.5 hours, I think. But yeah, does it just come with those organizer bits? I think it's like an organizing expansion that came with like trays and things. Because yeah, it's nicely organized, but there's so many things. And putting it all into bags, yeah, I imagine there'd be so many. There's like a legendary box as well, isn't there? I haven't got that, but yeah, there's an organization kind of expansion. I don't know if it comes with anything other than the trays, because it just all came together. Right, so let's pinball then. So I've got one pinball. It starts up here at the start, and let's see what we can get. Oh, about 90 minutes so far. You're probably going to end up about the same. There's just a lot of punching. So a 6 and a 2, I might as well do something in the Santa section. So I'm going to come down to use the 6, cross that whole thing off, and that's my roll. It's just my next thing. I can't stay in the Santa section. You know, imagine a pinball. It's falling down now into the next section. Oh, I didn't explain the spinner, did I? So certain sections you can only go at from a certain flipper. So the Santa section, you have to come from a red flipper. You can see the fly bumpers, you have to come from a yellow flipper. The chimney spinner come from a red flipper. The bumpers, you can go to either way. And the drop targets, you can see red to red, yellow to yellow. The spinner, you go through the spinner. You don't actually fill it in with a number. So I could go through the spinner from the red flipper, do a Santa. The number I didn't choose gets crossed off on the spinner, and I get that many points. So that's how they work. So a 1 and a 6. Well, I've got to fall down. I think let's start at the top of the tree then. Let's do a 1. And everything you cross off here is a point. So I have scored my very first point now. And so I could, if I roll a 2 or a 3, that's connected to the tree flippers, the tree bumpers, and I can stay in here. A 1 and a 4. So I can't stay in here. I'm going to have to fall down, and I might as well do one of the drop targets as I go. What would I like? I'd like to like the start. I'd like the tree bumpers to be worth triple points for the rest of the game. I think that's what I'm going to do. 1 or a 4. Well, a 4 is less likely, so I'm going to cross a 4 off and get a point for that. You can see they've got stars underneath all the spaces. 4 is less likely than a 1 because the 1 box is a 1 or 2 box. So there's 2 different numbers I could cross that off with. And now I'm going to have to come down into the flipper zone. A 1 or a 5. So 5 is actually the nice one, or the yellow bumper. So I'm going to cross that off because the 5 on the yellow bumper gives me 2 points. And I'd like that. So now I'm on the yellow bumper. I can go to yellow things. So I can't go to the red drop targets or the spinner or Santa. Let's see what we get. 3 and 5. So I think let's get up here in the reindeer games bumper section, and let's do L. Oh, so you've got to go. Oh no, you can go either way. So as long as I roll something other than a 3 or a 4, I can stay in the reindeer games section. 2 and 2. Well, that's fine. Are these a point at a time as well? Yes, every bumper is a star. I've rolled a 2, so I can do the F. This is actually a bit shorter as well than a normal table, because a normal table you get 3 balls. You only get 2 in this one. And if I get a 5 or a 6, we can start the reindeer games very early. I don't have to, though. Like, I could just drop out until I get, like, the next bumper. I didn't get it, so I think I'm going to use the 3, fall out of here into the tree bumpers, get that 3. That's another point. And so now I could go to 2, 5, or 6 if I roll one of those. What have we got? 6. That sounds good. I'm going to do 6. So from here, I can only get... Well, I need a 5 to stay in the bumper section. 1 and a 4. Can't combine them, unfortunately. So 1 and 4, I think I'm going to keep trying to fill in these drop targets. I'm going to do the 1 there and get another point. And we're going to have to come right back down to the flippers again. See what we can get. 3 or a 4. Why don't we try going for the Santa a bit? Because maybe I could get the skill shot I need to make sure that I do the fly thing when I go there. 3 or a 4. Let's do a 3 because it's off on its own. So I'm on the red flipper. And 3 or a 4. Well, I think I'll use the 3, because then I can use the 4. The die you don't use can be used for the spinner. So I'm not using the 4. So I get 4 points there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And down in the Santa section, I'm falling through the 3. And hopefully we can roll a number that we need in the bumpers. 5 and a 4. Well, 5 or 4 would be okay. Let's go for 5. So that's another point. So a 2 or a 4, and I can stay in the Christmas tree. 2. That's fine by me. We're still in it. I want another point. And then... Oh no, I needed a 4. I thought I needed a 1. I needed a 4. So with a 1 or a 2, I can't do the yellow drop target, so I might as well come over to the reds and start those off. Don't want to waste it. And so now we fall back to the bumpers. A 3 or a 1. Let's go on the yellow bumper with a 1. So then we could do the reindeer games if we roll a 5 or a 6 here. If I want to do that, I roll a 1 or a 2, which is quite bad actually, because I can't do the Christmas tree with that. So it's going to have to be... Oh, that's the worst. I think I'm going to have to nudge this. I'm going to nudge the 2 to a 3, because otherwise I'm just coming straight back down and I've got nothing. I'm going to nudge the 2 to a 3, so I nudged 1. I do not want to roll doubles next time. 2 to a 3, so I get a point, and all I need is a 5 or a 6 to do those drop targets and pick a bonus. Not a pair. Oh, no. Okay, we might have to have two goes. Super-Skill Pinball. So I nudged for a start, but I have been very unlucky and failed the nudge, and about like 4 flips in, I've lost my first ball. I've tilted. So at the end of the run, we wipe off the dashed line things, so all of these become available. These become available. Should have just accepted the fact that I wasn't going to get anything and gone back down to the flippers and tried to do more things. But I got greedy. Back up at the top for the start. The things that aren't dashed stay filled in. So the Christmas tree is very full. A 2 and a 4. So the 4 is one big box there. So with the 2, I'm going to take the 4 skill shot, because I could do that on the Christmas tree. So if you don't particularly want the result that you get from the dice, you can come down and use one of these skill shots instead. Maybe I'll roll a 4 though. Oh, nope, 1 or a 6. So I think I'm going to use the 4 instead. So my skill shot is used up, and I don't think I can pick 4 again. I get a point. I've done the whole tree now. I don't get the 10 bonus because I haven't lit up the star. But I can now clear the tree, and if we roll a 2 or a 5, we can stay up here. 4. No, I'm on 4. So we've got 4 and 6, but I can use 6 down here to get this drop target. And so would I like tree bumpers are tripled, next spinner times 3, multi-ball. Multi-ball while all of this... Oh yeah, all the Santa's all been filled in, so that gets wiped. I think this might be a good time for multi-ball. I'm going to do multi-ball. Everything is doubled. New ball starts up there. And let's see if we can stay in this a bit longer. So I've got a 6 and a 2. Well, 2 is good for the red flipper. So let's do that and get 2 points. Which means 6 will have to be used up here with Santa. Then 1 and a 1. So I guess go through the spinner, use the 1 and get 1 point. A 1 on Santa here, and this one has to fall down, and why not use the bumper for another point? Then 4 and a 2. So they're both actually falling into the Christmas tree, aren't they? I could have them fall further. Oh, I should have a gift as well where I can ignore a roll, and these should be free again. Oh, and I should be getting bonus points, shouldn't I? 2 points when I went through the spinner, 2 points for the thing, and 4 points for down here. I should get 2 bonus for that. Everything's doubled, apart from reindeer games, if we should trigger that. So yeah, let's do 4 and 2. They're both in here, so that's 2 points each. Up to 30 now. What have we got? 3 and a 4. Well, we can get to a 3 from here. So that ball can stay up here and get me a couple of points. 4's going to have to drop down. I think, what about Reindeer Games is doubled? Or like the star on the tree. 2 points for that one as well. Hey, Zind. Yeah, Super-Skill Pinball is great. And this is a print and play that's available. You could play this with anything. Like, all you need is the sheets printed out, 2 dice, and 2 markers to give it a go. But there are also print and plays of a couple of the tables from the base game. Maybe, like, there's a standalone expansion that's come out as well that I haven't got, unfortunately. But I wonder if there's any print and plays of that available. 3 and 3 we're going to have to drop down. Yeah, also, Mr. Plow Jumper is great. I was wondering, I only just thought, but I wonder if there's a Mr. Sparkle Christmas jumper. If not, there should be. 2 points for that drop target, and the other ball is on the red flipper. 4 and a 4, which means 4 isn't available on the spinner, so this is just going to have to come down, but it can come down into Santa here. And let's have 5 or a 6 to try and do the Christmas tree. 5. And so this one's going to have to be a 4. Let's come down onto the yellow flipper and see if we can do something in the Reindeer Games. See if we can unlock Reindeer Games for a change, eh? 4 and a 4 again. So this can go into the Reindeer Games bumpers. Knock that off. We're at double points still. And this is going to have to fall down. Am I going to use... Yeah. I'm going to use the skill shot. But actually, I'm going to use the skill shot down here to do these drop targets, which gets me a gift, and then I'm going to choose... I can't do multi-ball again while I'm in multi-ball. I am going to double the points from Reindeer Games. Just your next one, but hopefully that works out well. So those drop targets are filled in now. Did I get the 2 points? I think I got the 2 points. So then, we're all caught up, aren't we? Yeah, I used both dice. 3 and a 2. So the one up here is definitely going to be the 2. So it can stay up here. Get 2 points. This one falls down. A 3 and a 2. It's going to have to be here on the yellow flipper. Hopefully we can get a 5 or a 6 here. 2 and a 5. But what's the 2 going to do? The 2 is just going to have to come up here and do the drop targets. So that's a couple of points. And now I'll use the 5 here, which is another 2 points. And we can start, at last, Reindeer Games. So, pause everything with the balls. We've got 2 gifts, so we can ignore 2 rolls. I've got 5, 1, or 6. So with 6, I could do like 1, 2, 3, couldn't I? But they're like the easier ones to do. I think I'm going to use a 6. So you can use one of the dice or both of the dice, and then you can split that number if you like. But I think I'm going to use the total to just fill in a 6 for now. And I'm going to carry on. Split them up later on when that's a bit easier to do. A 9, I feel like I should use that for Rudolph. Does the number have to be split exactly? It has to, right? Yeah, it has to be exactly equal to the number that you're using. 3, 2, or 5. I think... Let's just keep going for individual. So I've only done 3 still, which is 4 doubled to 8. But if I mess up on rolls a little bit, I've got those gifts. 8. Yep. I'm just going to fill in an 8 on its own. Hope to do the little ones later. 3 and a 2 is 5. But I could split that 5 up, do a 4 and a 1. Or a 2 and a 3. I think. Dasher, Vixen. I've never seen Blixen either. I thought it was Blitzen. That's what Jingle All the Way taught us anyway. Oh, I would roll a 1 and a 6, but I have got a 7, luckily. I'm still in it. And I've nearly got, so I've got 7 numbers now. That's 15 double to 30 points. But we can ignore 2 gifts. I'm going to push it. 5, 4, 9. Well, I can just use the 5. You don't have to use both dice. I can just use the 5, which is a 3 and a 2, which is a complete reindeer games. 30 times 2, that's 60 points. So what am I on right now? 44. So I'm on 104. There's a big boost. Hey, Willem. How's it going? You just missed reindeer games. I'm on my second ball. I didn't do well with the first ball, but I've just made up for it a little bit with 60 points off of the reindeer games. So reindeer games isn't going to happen again because you can only do it once per ball, and I've lost it. Oh yeah, thanks, Willem. I haven't changed the game title, have I? You can see that I'm not playing youth here, but I have to get rid of the game to do that. There we go. So I've finished reindeer games. Now we have a new role, and you can. I put the link as well in the chat to the table. You can have a go yourself as well. Use the same roles as me, or just if you got 2d6, you can play. You play your own one. 3 and a 6. 6 could definitely be used on the tree, but 3 can't be used down here. So I would have to nudge, which didn't go well for me last time. I won't nudge. I'll use the 6 on the red bumper here, and then the 3 we're going to just have to fall down to the drop target here and get 2 points. Then we're still in it. 5 and a 5, so we're on the red bumper here. Oh, this center section should be wiped as soon as it was filled in, so I'm not using a 5, even though, you know, with multiple you are using them. It's the way that it works. So I get 5 points doubled to 10, so 4, 9, 10, and the other 5 can be used in this center section, and this one needs a 5, which can be done in the nice yellow section and get me 2 points doubled to 4. Then 6 and 6, so you can fall down there. Oh dear, you can fall down there and be that Christmas tree and get me 2 points. This one here is just going to have to go to the drop targets because we need a 5 here, not a 6. And I'd really like that drop target to be done so that we light the star, but I'm coming from the yellow flipper, so I've got to do just the yellow section. Running out of spaces to go. 3 and 1. So you can fall down here and be the 1, but then there's nothing for the 3. There's nothing to happen with the 3 here. Will we nudge? I'm going to nudge again. If I roll a double, I'm nudging it to a 4, so I've nudged it by 1. There's another point. As long as my next roll isn't a pair, I'll be fine. I haven't crossed off that 1, have I? So you see, your opportunities to flip back up run out pretty rapidly. And it's not a pair this time, so I'm safe from the nudge. A 3 and a 1. I think. Oh dear. Yellow flipper's not where I want it to be. So we'll use the... Yeah, this is falling down into here, and there isn't really any use for a 3. And this is going to have to come right back down. I think 1 we'll use there. So 2 points per used red flipper box. I've used 1, 2, 3. So 6 points, but doubled because we're in multi-ball to 12. And then this I'm going to nudge by 2 to do the Christmas tree, which is another 2 points. But then the Christmas tree is cleared. But I'm playing a risky game. Have I missed a point? Thank you. Yeah, the balls come with Super-Skill Pinball, but I think, yeah, a lot of pinball machines have had to sacrifice their balls for this. So I just did a 5 and reset the Christmas tree. Oh, and I did this, didn't I? I should have gotten these should have been available. Oh, I've made it harder for myself. So the tree bumper's tripled, so I would have gotten, like, So I got 2 point. I got 1 point for that, where I should have got 2. And it should have been tripled because it's the tree bumpers. So 6 points for doing that one. But now the ball is gone, the multi-ball. But I can activate multi-ball again. It's just, yeah, there's like one more opportunity to bounce back from here. This is now free. And what can we do? 3 and a 4. Well, 4 is good for keeping me in the game. I'm on the red flipper. 6 and a 4. Well, let's use the 4 because there's a 4 space on Santa. And I can use the 6 spinner. 6 points because we're not in multi-ball again. Hi, Michael. How's it going? And then I only have to use one of the results now, at least. 4 and a 5. Let's go for 5 because it's got so many numbers linked to it. So it's 3 points because the tree bumpers are tripled for the rest of the game. Should have probably done that before multi-ball. Then I probably could have racked up some crazy points. But then it takes you longer to do multi-ball, and is that worth it? So go for 4, and that's 3 points. Come on, 2. There's a 2 I can stay in the Christmas tree. It's a 6 and a 5. So I think there's a chance of doing the red drop targets. No, there isn't actually, is there? Because I've got to come down here now. Maybe I just fall down to 6 and do the used yellow flipper box. Because that's at least 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 3, 8, 10. So my score, really, really quick, because I failed so early in the first one. I'll have another run. So my score for this one is 100 and... Oh, yeah, so it would be 70 if I got to there, so it's 167 is my first go through it. But I have 2 Homer sweaters. I would like more. I was saying earlier, I don't know if they've made one, but I would, if they haven't, they should make a Mr. Sparkle one. I know it's not Christmas related necessarily. I'd just like Mr. Sparkle on a jumper. So reset everything, because that took about 20 minutes. Like, taking off the starting soon time and me explaining the whole thing, I feel like I failed that first ball pretty quickly. Normally as well on the other tables you get 3 balls, but in this one you only get 2. I think in general, it'll be a bit of a shorter stream anyway. But there are a lot of streams this week, so it'll be okay. So starting again from the top. 6 and a 3. Start how we did last time with a 6 on the Santa. 3 and a 5. I think 3. 3's got a lot of options as well. So that's 1 point at the start. Try and get that triple tree bumpers really quickly. 2 and a 3. Because if you can get that in your first ball, it counts for the whole rest of the game as well. 2 and a 3. Well, I can stay on the tree if I do a 2. Then 1, 4, or 5. There's a 1. Downside. Oh, I've still got a line here. Downside of the 1 is I don't think I used any gifts either, did I? I could have stayed in the game maybe with gifts. But I think all the flippers were full though, weren't they? You can't really stay in at that point. It does have a way of nudging you on. So from a 1, I can't get to any other number. So it's going to have to be full down. And I want the tree bumpers, don't I? So I'll go to that drop target. Get a point. Down to the flippers. A 1 or a 4. I wouldn't mind... Starting reindeer games early wouldn't be a terrible thing. I'm going to go for 4. I'm on the yellow flipper. So a 4 or a 2. I'm going to go for 2. So I'm on the fly bumpers. See if we can start the reindeer games. 5 and a 2. Oh, yeah, 5 works out. If I can get a 3 or a 4, we start the reindeer games again. 6 and a 6. That isn't what we needed. I don't think it's worth nudging. So I'm going to just fall down to these bumpers. Get the 6 there and a point. If I get a 5, we can stay on. 3 and a 1. But I can use the 3 down here on the drop targets to work towards the triple bumpers. And that's another point. Fall back down here. A 3 or a 4. I think I'm going to go 3 and go on the red bumper. I don't particularly desperately need to be on reindeer games just yet. 3 and a 3. So bump back up, do 3 on Santa, which means I didn't use a 3. So I can do that spinner and get 1, 2, 3 points from it. A 1 or a 2. So I'm up here and got to fall down. 1 or a 2 is no good for the bumpers. And it's no good for the yellow drop targets that I want. I needed to roll high. I don't think it's worth nudging. We will just do 1 and 2 on the red drop targets instead. And then hope to get a good result on the flippers. 3 or a 6. Let's do 6 just because it's an individual one. And so we're on the red flipper again. 4 and a 3. Unfortunately, I can use the 4 on the... So the ball goes right up here. And I can have it go down to the bumper with the 4, which means I didn't use the 3. Unfortunately, I've already crossed off the 3, so I can't have it on the spinner again. But I've used a space on the bumpers. And if I get a 5, we can complete them. 5, there it is. Boom. 5, another point, which means there is a good chance from a 5, because now we've done them all, they clear. There's a good chance from a 5. As long as it's not a pair of 1s, I can stay on the tree. A 3 or a 2. So I will do 3, let's say. And 5 is open again. Let's see, 6 or 1. I'm going to go up to 1. And then 5 or a 4 is no good here. But a 4 is fine for the yellow drop targets. And back down to the flippers. What's it going to be? A 1 or a 5? Well, 5 on the yellow flipper here is worth 2 points, so I'll take that. Hopefully get a 3 or a 4 and start the reindeer games. I haven't got any gifts, though. Okay. I don't have to go up here and do this. I could save it. Until I've gotten some gifts. But... now let's do it. Let's do some reindeer games. So point for that bumper, and now we pause for reindeer games. So you get your roll. You can use 1 or both dice. Get the total, and you can either fill that number in, or you can like separate that number into other things. So I could use a 5 and then fill in a 2 and a 3 with that 5. As it is, I think I'm just going to fill in the 5 itself. This strategy worked for me last time. Last time I did have 2 gifts to be able to ignore things. I've got a 12, so I could separate that into like a 9 and a 3, couldn't I? Yeah. I'm going to do that. I think we're safe to carry on. 4 and a 4. So I'm just going to fill in the 8. Blixen. Where's Blixen come from? 2 and a 6 is an 8, but I can separate it into, say, like a 6 and a 2, or a 7 and a 1. I think, what about a 6 and a 2? So now, I have filled in 6 numbers. That's worth 10 points. It's an alright amount of points. What do you reckon? I've got a feeling what you might say. Do you think I should stay in and have 1 more roll? If I bust, I get nothing. But even if I fill in 1 more number, that's 15 points. It would be nicer, of course, if the points were doubled, because I've done that bonus. But I haven't got there yet. I'm thinking, how likely is it? Because you've got to do what you do has to add up to the exact total. So you can be like a little bit stuck if you push your luck too much here. 7, good point 7 is likely. It's not my fault if it all goes wrong. 5 and a 4. Can I make 9 out of this? Alright, I don't have to use both dice though. I can just use the 4, or I can use I'll use the 5, separate it into a 4 and a 1, and then that's it. I'm stopping. So I've done 8. I forgot I can just take 1 of the dice. So yeah, I'm just going to stop there and take 10, 20 points. And there's reindeer games for this ball. So now we're back in and we go down to the bumpers. 5 or a 6. I'll do a 5 because I can go to a lot of numbers from a 5. Although if I then go to a 6, I'm stuck. 5 or a 6. I could drop down now, and I'm going to drop down. No. I would like to drop down. I'm going to get that 6, so then maybe I can get the 2 and a 4 in one go in a minute. I would like to have gotten a 5 or a 6 to do that drop target, but 4 and a 4, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to do this red drop target and get a point. Then, full down. 6 or a 5. It's going to have to be a 5 on the red bumper unless I want to adjust things. And then a 3 or a 5. No good up here. A 3 or a 5 is no good here either. But a 5 is good for these drop targets, so I'll use the 5. Oh, I can't do that from red though, can I? I can from falling down. I'm not going straight. I don't think I can. I think I would have to go to these drop targets. Unless I nudge, and that's not gone well in the past. Let's just go, and 3 isn't on here. Can I use 3 somewhere? I'm going to nudge the 3 to be a 2. So, I'm going to nudge by 1. There's a nudge used, which means I'm not using the 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spinner points. Fill that in. Thanks, Santa. And I will take 2 to do the bumpers. No, I'll take a 5 or a 6 so I could do the drop targets if I need to. So then Santa's done. And I can do these. Raise reindeer. Well, you can only do the reindeer once per ball anyway. Like they only wipe when the ball ends. So I'll just do it all when the ball ends. You can only do it up to twice in one game. 6 and a 2. So I could just drop down and do the drop target, but I'm going to... Let's get another space in the Christmas tree. There's 2, and it's worth a point. And a 4 would be great. Oh, nearly a 4. It's a 1 instead, which is no good at all. I think I'm going to use my skill shot and say it's a 5 instead. Get a point, and then I get a gift, so I can ignore a roll by erasing that. And I am going to say... Yeah, it seems much better than everything else. It's kind of a bit late for multi-ball. I would get a bit of use out of it, but I think tree bumpers are tripled for the rest of the game. Yeah, let's do it. So, oh, these are wiped now, because I've done the whole set. And we can carry on. 6 or a 6. Well, that's bad. Unless I want to just finish. I'm going to have to nudge. And I might as well. I'm going to have to nudge by a lot. I'm going to have to nudge by 3. Oh, I can ignore the roll. I can ignore the roll. Yeah, that's a really bad roll. I'm going to ignore it. Spend my gift to ignore the roll. 1 or a 5 is still... Oh, no, 1 is fine. 1 is fine. 1 puts me on the yellow flipper. And that's fine. 4 for the bumpers would be lovely. 6 or a 3. I think... I'm tempted to just do it. I'm gonna nudge again. My second nudge of 1. I'm gonna nudge and go up here because that's 3 points for doing a section of here, and it also erases the tree. So even if I lose next roll and have to start a new ball, with the second ball the Christmas tree will be empty and much easier to do rather than just needing a 4. So I need not to roll a pair. I rolled 6 and a 2. It's fine. So I'm safe from the nudge. 6 and a 2. I can go to the 2 from where I was, so we can stay in the tree. Everyone is doubled, so it's 3 points for everything I get. We can get to a lot of numbers from here. 1 or 4. I think we'll just go to 1. Yeah, let's go to 1 and get another 3 there. Then 3 is what I need. Only a 3 will do. I got a 1 or a 6. But I can come down here. Oh yeah, let's do this side. gives me a gift and 1 point. I can either double my next reindeer games, start multi-ball, but it would be a very short multi-ball, I think. I think what I'm going to do is light the star. So every time I do the Christmas tree now, I get 10 points as well when I finish the Christmas tree. And is that tripled? I don't think it is. Just the bumpers are worth 3 stars. Yeah, I don't feel like the 10's tripled. That would be really powerful. Okay, so those drop targets are done, and I can ignore a roll again. I would really like a 2. Really like a 2. A 1 or a 4 is no good, so I'm going to nudge that 1. I could just finish it, but I'm going to nudge the 1 to be it. That's my last nudge, though, for the game. But I could stay in it for a while longer. And I've got gifts. Yeah, I'm going to nudge. Get 2 and 2 points. I've nudged 1. Hopefully don't roll a pair. I rolled a pair, so I'm out. And used my last nudge for that. So I might as well have used the 1, had some points, just moved on to the next ball. But who could have known? So my dashed lines get erased, which is the flippers, the reindeer bumpers, and the reindeer games. And we're ready for ball 2 a second time. Hey, Joel. Yes, give us a like and a comment, and consider patreon.com/slickerdrips. Help me be here for more playthroughs. And make all of the stuff. Thanks to everyone who does. That's why I'm here. So what do I do? Oh yeah, I'm starting. Lost the pinball. I'm starting ball number 2. It is a good table, isn't it? Well, that's kind of it's what I've thought after every Super-Skill Pinball. I can't wait for that standalone expansion to come out over here, because it's like, is it 4 brand new tables from that as well? It's going to be great. So we're starting off with a 1 or a 5. Let's go for a 1. I always start with a 5 or a 6 on Santa. Let's go for a 1. 1 or a 3. We can go to the Christmas tree with a 3, which is tripled for the rest of the game. So hopefully get some good points off that. 2 or a 3. I can't stay in the Christmas tree then. Why don't we try and do this one to gain multi-ball? 2 or a 3. I'm going to go for 3. So that's just 1 point. And then 5 and a 4. Let's go down here with a 5. Get 2 points. I'm on the yellow bumper. Flipper. That thing. And we can go for 6 or a 3. Let's go for it. I'm going to go for 6. Let's do the Y in fly. That's a point. 3 and a 3. We can stay up and do the L. It would be nice to do this after I've doubled the reindeer games points. 1 or a 2 means we can start reindeer games. What do you reckon? I could start the reindeer games now, or we can wait. Might not get back in. It's kind of likely, isn't it? We've only been down here once. I only need 1 or 2 in reds here, and then I can activate next reindeer doubled. I think that's the thing to do, isn't it? Partridge in a pear tree, yeah. It feels like that's the thing to do, doesn't it? And we'll have another gift then. I think that's the thing to do. I'm going to drop out. I win with a 5. I can go in the Christmas tree as well. I'm going to choose not to do the reindeer games just yet. There's another 3 points. 6 or a 4 means I can stay in here. I thought that was nearly filled in. 6, I can stay in for another 3 points. 6 or a 1, so I can't stay up here. I am going to use, let's say, a 1. I thought that 5 or 6 was filled in for some reason. I don't know why I was looking at it like it was filled in. It's got a tiny smudge that I must have been looking at like it was filled. So I got a point for that. And then down here again, 1 or a 5. I think let's use the 5, and maybe we can get a 5 or a 6 again. Just go straight to the drop targets, maybe. A 1 or a 2. Well, that's not good at all. A 1 or a 2 means can't do this, can't do this, can't do this. It's coming right back down. I can do the 1 on the spinner, but I'm using the 2 back onto the the red flipper. And come on. Big numbers we need. I've left us in a situation where I need big numbers for everything. 5 or a 6. I'm just going to flip it to there. Get a gift, a point, and next reindeer is doubled. I could use the gift as well, actually, to be ignoring rolls. I'm storing them up for the reindeer games, though. I'm hoping now I can get down here and I will get a 1 or 2 to do the reindeer games. So what I'm hoping for, 6 and a 5. Now I get the big numbers. So 6 is going to have to put me on the red flipper, I think, for now. Which means I can't go into reindeer games from it. 1 or a 3. Well, that's okay. We can't use the 1 on the spinners again, but I can use the 3 on Santa. Hopefully we get a 4 and complete the Christmas tree, because I've got the star and everything lit. Come on, 4. 6 and 2, unfortunately. So, why not? We're going to have to fall down anyway. Let's use the 2 on the red drop targets again. Maybe we'll get multiple. Come on, yellow flipper. 3 or 3. 3 can be used to get on the yellow flipper. I need now a 1 or a 2. And maybe I should nudge to... I can't nudge. Used them all. 2. There it is. Boom. 2. We're in reindeer games. So that's a point from that bumper. And here we go. Reindeer games where we can ignore up to 2 rolls. And it's doubled. 1, 6. So I could just take the 7. So we've got more options later. That's the way I've kind of done it, of fill in the big numbers first. Now I'm going to take... Yeah, I'm going to take 7. Donder as well. I thought it was Donna. 6 and 4 is 10. So I could split that. I could just have it as 6 and 4. But what about 9 and 1? 4 and 4 is 8. Let's just take the 8. And then hope to split things up nicely. I thought it was Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donna, Blitzen. 2 and a 4. So I can do 2 and a 4. I could just do the 6. Because since I can just use 1 die, I'm kind of leaning towards that. I could do 4 and a 2, of course. No, I'm just going to do the 6, because we can ignore rolls as well. 5 and a 2. So with that 7, I could do 3 and 4. No, I'm going to do 5 and 2. And here is where things get worrying. Because then 7's left, and 7's the most likely thing, right? We've got 3 chances to do this. I'm staying in. 3 and a 1. So I could just take the 3. That seems like the thing to do, isn't it? I don't need to do them in one go. Just take the 3. And then I just need a 4. In 3 rolls, that seems possible. 4, there it is. Just take one of the dice. There's 4. Reindeer game seems kind of easy to do. I don't know if I'm getting very lucky with it. It seems like you've got a good chance. Since you can split the dice and you can have them both, and then you can split that number, it seems like you've got a lot of options, which isn't a bad thing. Not everything has to be hard in it. So 60 points, because it's 30, double my next reindeer. What am I on right now? 82. So that would put me on 142. So 100. And I'm nearly... Well, I'm 25 behind my last score right now. 142. So now we need to come out of reindeer games 2 and 2. Sadly, can't combine them, but I will just drop down and do the yellow drop target here. Yeah, now the thing that's holding me up is the Christmas tree, needing a 4 on it, and I can't nudge. I can ignore the roll, of course. Maybe I should have done that until I got a 4. I might need that for the flippers, though. A 1 or a 3. Let's go for a 3 on the red bumper and see if we can get a 5 or a 6 on Santa. 5, there it is. So I didn't use a 3, but that's already been crossed off on the spinner. Cross that off and have a number we need. I'm going to take 4, because then we can complete the Christmas tree definitely next time and hopefully stay up there for a bit. Santa gets freshened up. And what have we got? 2 and a 6. So I'm going to have to use the skill shot, but that's why I took it. So 3 points and 10. 1, 2, 3. And then 10 because the star is... Oh, I should signify that the star is lit somehow. I did take it. And I've still got my gifts. I've not got many flipper things left because, yeah, that's where the real magic is, having all the flippers available. So I was at 4. A 5 or a 2 could keep me on the tree. 6 or a 1. Well, that's not what I said. Let's go down to the red drop targets with the 6 and another point. And then I need a 4 or a 1 to stay in this. 1 will do fine. So the yellow bumper, I can't do Santa anymore, basically, because I've done all of the spaces here. So it's going to have to be... Well, the Christmas tree's empty, though, so I can surely do a thing on the Christmas tree. Wouldn't it be great to just fill it? There's a 1, which is 3 points. So 160. We are 7 off, matching the score from last time. 4 or a 2. Well, I can get to 2 from here, so that's fine. There's another 3. A 5 or a 4 or a 3, actually. Anything but a 6 or a 1 would keep me in. 3 or 5. I'm going to go for 3 because then I've got 2 options and I'm not kind of leaving one out. Maybe we'll do the whole thing here. Come on. 6 would be best, I think. 3 or a 4. Well, that's no good. Unless I can't nudge. I keep saying unless I nudge. I used them ages ago. I'll do the red drop targets because they are available. And, so that's a point. And a gift. And let's just do multi-ball. Because even if this ball just drops right down, maybe it'll get something on the Christmas tree. And then these drop targets refresh. And I've got another gift now. 6 and a 2. That's bad for here. So I think I'll gift that. I want it to at least roll a 4, ideally. 4 and a 5 is fine. 4 keeps me on the yellow flipper. And 5 could go on Santa. But I'm not going to be back up here again. So why not just go down to the tree and do a 5 on the tree for 3 points. There we go. Beaten last time. And still got a couple of gifts if we need them. 6 and a 4 is perfect for the Christmas tree. So that's another 6 points. And 10 for doing the tree. And the tree is now complete. It's clear again. So we might just be able to stay up here. Wait a minute, though. What did I just gain then? 16 points. It's doubled. It's multi-ball. I should have doubled the last 3 that I got from there as well. And then another 16. So I'm on 205 right now. Because everything but reindeer games is doubled. Yeah, everything doubles. So I just got 16 from 2 things and the 10. The only thing the rules say doesn't double is the reindeer games, which makes sense. So it'd be, if you got that and you were in multi-ball, and surely can stay in multi-ball here. 2 or a 2, well, that's unfortunate. So 2 means you can stay up here. 3 points, and you're in the Christmas tree still. This one will have to fall down here and is going to have to go out. Whether it earns me any points on the way out or not, we will see. 5 and a 2. Neither of those gets me points. It would make me fall out of the Christmas tree as well, so I'm going to use a gift to ignore that roll. 3 or 5. No good for this, but it does mean that, you know, I'm going to ignore it one more time. Hoping to get a 1 or a 6 so that we can get a load of points on the way out. 4 or a 5, still no good. So I'm going to go to 4 on the tree and get 3, doubled to 6 points. Oh, actually, and the drop target point should have been doubled as well. So 4 used with this one, so 5 needs to be used with this one. There is no 5 space, so it's gone and multi-ball is over. But we're still in it. If we roll, we've got to roll a 5 to stay in, but no, didn't. And didn't get any good number that would give me any more points here either. So it's over, and my final score this time is 216. So 167 and 216 are your targets. If you would like to give Super-Skill Pinball Twas the Night Before a go yourself, the link is in the description, I believe, on YouTube. And I put it in the chat, which I think you can see in replays, right? You can see links that I posted. I posted it right at the start, and it's on Board Game Geek and stuff and the WizKids website, if you'd like to give it a go. 3 on the bumpers. 1 more. Oh, 3 could have kept me in. Oh no, I was down here though. I was down. I was on the 4 on the bumpers. You've got to go to a space that's connected to where you already are. It would have been amazing if I could have gone in. But yeah, I was on the 4, so stuck with rolling 2 3s. So I had to fall down to the... Oh, I could have... Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. The drop targets. Okay. So we get another point for that. And maybe... Thank you. Maybe we can get a 1 or a 6 now. No. But still, that's another point. That's... So your target has gotten a little bit harder. 217 is my score now. Can't roll that 1 or 6. So yeah, the board's there if you'd like to have a go yourself. You don't have to use my rolls. Just have some D6s. Maybe you're going to have a really lucky run through like that. I was really excited when multi-ball's going in and I've got the light star and the triple bumpers. Like if luck had gone my way, or I still had more gifts and I hadn't wasted all my nudges early on, maybe they could have just stayed in the tree for ages, get in, you know, each one would be worth 6 points, everything you get in it, and then filling it in gets 10. Imagine like a really lucky run of that. You would just be racking up. That's why there's like 300s and beyond on the score thing, even though you've only got 2 balls this time. It's a Christmas miracle. So yeah, good to end on a miracle. So just a shorter stream tonight, but I think with the ones that have been in the last couple of days, that's probably due, isn't it? I won't make them all like 3.5 hours every time. So I am going to be back tomorrow for 2 streams. Actually, there's going to be 2 streams tomorrow. One will be a shorter one. It's right here, I think. No, it's not. One will be a shorter one for Mini Rogue, which is like a small box, fast dungeon crawly type game. I'll be doing that at 2 p.m. GMT, and then Rach will be joining me at 5 for the continuation of Role Player Adventures. Hopefully, well, I say hopefully. That's what we intend. So that's gonna be 5 o'clock, Adventure 7. And yeah, all the other chapters. I don't know if there's time to binge all of those if you're new to our roleplayer adventure, but you can drop in as well and see how our strange decisions have taken us through this. We did we veered off for a side quest last time, but that's given us things that we can use in the main adventure. So yeah, let's see how it all goes down tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining me. As said earlier, you can like and follow and subscribe and all of those things. And yes, your support on Patreon or Ko-fi or any of these things will be really appreciated. It's how I'm able to be here on these days for streaming and stuff. So yes, hopefully see you tomorrow. There'll be things on social media of when I'm doing things next every Monday. I do a post usually, and on Sunday, I believe, Concordia Solitario will go up on the main channel. And if you're on Patreon, you can see that now. But yes, I am going to clear off for tonight. See you tomorrow. Thanks for being here, everyone. Bye, bye, bye.